Welcome back to another edition of the Liner to Left podcast. It's just Tyler Gallo here today, but I'm joined by a very, very special guest. She's having one heck of a season. Currently, the all-time leader in doubles in Army softball history, and just reached 200 hits. I think she's the fourth Colonial to do that. Natalie Higgins. Natalie, thanks so much for sitting down with me today.
You're welcome.
All right, so let's get right into things. I mean, what's the team's doing really well right now. What's sort of the vibe around the team, like, I don't know, in the dugout or just on the field coming off that series?
We all just have fun. Like, I know that sounds pretty simple, but we all get along. We all just have fun. We all want to help our teammates out.
Right.
There's been, like, obviously with the COVID year, like COVID being a thing, there's been a few times where people aren't able to be there, and it's just the next person steps up and is ready to go. So that's really what's helped us probably the most, is just everybody being ready and wanting to help out in any way they can.
Right, definitely have seen that over the last couple of games as well. So we'll get into your career a little bit. So was it always softball for you, or did you play other sports growing up?
In high school, yes. I only played volleyball, but I didn't play my senior year. When I was younger, I played basketball, but mostly just always softball.
Right, and then was there a moment where you thought, oh, I could probably play this in college, or, keep going? Because I know you had a pretty good high school career too.
Yeah, I was probably in 8th grade, honestly, when I decided I wanted to play in college. I didn't know what level. I just knew that I wanted to continue and play.
Right, all right. So let's get into RMU a little bit. Let me just pull up the questions here. So over other schools, Robert Morris, what stood out about here as opposed to other schools, maybe a little bit closer to home or different schools?
Everybody always laughs at this. So this is actually the only school that I ever visited,
really?
ever really talked to seriously about playing, anything like that. And when me and my mom came on campus, I felt, one, safe, and that was important to me, but I just loved the landscaping. It reminded me of home, like just always like kind of clean cut, and like flowers were planted. Everything was always trimmed, and I don't know, it's weird, but that is what, like, and anybody who asks me to this day, I always say the landscaping around campus.
Yes, I'm from Delaware, so I'm from pretty far away. So it was definitely coming up here as opposed to other schools I toured. It was pretty cool coming up here. I came up here when it was like snowing, so that was interesting too to see. But that's a good. That is pretty interesting, like you said. So you obviously played under Coach Coleman at first, and then now Coach Varner, obviously. What do you think the most important philosophy Coach Varner has taught you, or what's the biggest change in the two coaching styles?
I would say, I mean, that was a long time ago. I'm like trying to even think back. I would say probably just Coach Jex is like, not that Coach Coleman didn't believe in us, but like Coach Jex is just really all about us, and he wants us to know that like he believes in us at any moment, whether it's now or whether it's in 10 years and we are trying to get he's just always going to be there for us. And I think that I don't know, he really has helped all of us like find who we are, like, in a way, because we do a thing that's like about our alter egos, and we try to like bring out our alter egos. So it's like, I think just that, like, he wants us to find who we really are. And I think that probably has been the biggest change. Like, we're accepting who, like, if we're a little weird, we're a little weird. Like, everybody's like just being who they are. Nobody's trying to hide anything or be something they're not.
Right, that's definitely interesting to hear, because I know the team has sort of changed over the last couple of years, especially with him, and I'll get into that now. How has it sort of changed since you got here as opposed to now, where you guys are up in the top of the Horizon League?
I would say team culture. I would say we've always gotten along, but it's never been like how I explained in the beginning. Like, it's never been like, oh, I'm not playing today, I like am gonna pout or be upset. Like, it's always been like, and now it's, oh, that's okay, maybe tomorrow I'll get a chance, or like maybe they'll need me because somebody is injured, or just in a different way, like they need me in the dugout today, or like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just different that way. It's never been like, how can I help even though I'm not in the game?
Right, so you're saying like basically just like everybody's ready to go in no matter what the cost is. So that's an awesome mentality to have for a team as well. So you mentioned COVID obviously has been a bit difficult. How difficult was it to lose the 2020 season, especially after you guys only played a non-conference schedule, and then how did not knowing when you'd play again affect things?
It was difficult. I mean, it happened so quickly, but it was sad because, I mean, we started out pretty good last year too. And it's sad for the other seniors that were with us who didn't get to come back. And it's like the unknown of not knowing what would have happened. Like, in the NEC, if had we played that season, like would we have done as well? And I think we would have, but it's just, I don't know, like the unknown of that. But then it's like we're very thankful and like happy that me and Madison got to come back, and I think that it just shows. Like I think that that also is how we play. Like we play like you never know what's gonna happen. Like it could end tomorrow.
Right.
So.
Yeah, so you mentioned you and Madison coming back for an extra year. Was the decision to do that easy for you, or did you wrestle over it for a little bit?
No, it was easy for me. I said from the jump, if I can go back, I'm going back.
Yeah, so and then obviously, the move to the Horizon League was pretty interesting. Did it come as a surprise? I mean, because obviously it was sort of out of the blue in like June when it happened. Was it a surprise to you, or did you think it was going to happen?
I didn't think it was going to happen that quickly. I knew that there had been like talk of like Robert Morris going towards like the Horizon League, just because like teams are closer or schools are closer to like travel to, and I know that we like other teams had been doing well in the NEC, and like I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but so it shocked me that it happened so quickly, but I wasn't shocked that the move was made. Like I knew that we probably would eventually.
Right. Yeah, and definitely the travel was the biggest thing with the NEC, and that's something we've highlighted here at CSN and a lot of other things. So in the NEC, the team, before last year, obviously was not in the upper part of the conference, and now they are. Now you guys are with the Horizon League. What do you think has been you mentioned team culture, but is there any other change, like especially moving to the conference, or do you think it's just softball?
Yeah, I just think that we all, like, we want to prove something, like with being in COVID year and making the change, and just how all the teams are kind of like, not struggling, but there might be like not doing as well as they might have done in the NEC. Like we want to be we want to show that Robert Morris is okay, and like we can compete with the teams in the Horizon.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
it's just like a statement that we want to prove to everybody.
Yeah, it's definitely been great watching the team over the last couple of weeks, especially because you guys have been on a really hot streak. So in 2019, you were named to the All-NEC second team, and then this year you broke the career doubles record and reached 200 hits, which is the fourth Colonial to ever do so. Do you ever think about these accolades and milestones, or are they sort of goals you set when you came here for the first time?
I am not one that, like, sits there and, like, oh, my gosh, I need to do this. I don't. I explained this actually last week to our assistant coach. She asked me, like, why I'm, like, calm and, like, why I can just do things and not worry about. And I was like, I think it's because when anything else in my life is going wrong, like I choose hitting to like go clear my mind. So I think because I've used it to calm myself, that I'm calm when I am hitting in like a game. Like it's just a weird thing. But I didn't think like I always thought, man, it'd be cool to be in like the record books, break a record before coming here. But no, I don't like sit there and think I need to go do this because I want to break this record. Like it's just something that it's like a big circle. Like because when I'm stressed out about other things, I go hit softballs or just anything like that I think has helped me the most with that.
Right. Yeah, definitely good to have the just the in the zone mentality sort of as you're getting into the batter's box, stuff like that. So there's no question it was a rough series when you guys went to Green Bay, and that's a long trip, so that sort of can link to that. But now you guys returned back, and you guys have been on a pretty hot streak. What has been the biggest like adjustment or change you guys have made from that series to now, or was it just the long trip was the reason that you guys sort of struggled in that one?
It was a long trip, but I don't know. I think that we underestimated them, and we went in thinking, oh, we're going to go in here, it's going to be a breeze, like I think we just took them lightly, and we shouldn't have. And I think that the adjustment we've made is to not take anybody lightly. Like, there's 4 games, and a lot can happen in 4 games. You could come out the first day and win both games and not do well the second day and lose both games. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's like you have to take each game day by day, and I think that, and game by game, and I think that's probably the biggest adjustment that we've made.
Right, yeah, I spoke to Coach Varner after the series when you guys came back. He said you guys got back like 5 a.m., so I can only imagine how crazy that trip was going all the way to Wisconsin.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
So you've had a great season, there's no question to that, and you're leading the Horizon League in several key offensive statistics heading into this Youngstown State series, which is big for you guys. You mentioned, getting in the zone and hitting and stuff like that, but what else has been contributing to your success this year?
I think just thinking and, like, knowing that this is it for me. Like, it's not like there's, like, I'm not going to play anymore after this. And it's like, what if it is my last game? What if it, you know what I mean? Like, it's, you never know. And I think just really playing with that type of mentality of like, well, I've done this 1,000 times and I need to just relax and enjoy it while I am doing it has really helped me succeed and do as well as I have been doing.
Yeah, that last game mentality is something that a lot of people have definitely had, especially this year. So that's good to keep going with that as well. So like I mentioned, you guys are heading into a huge series with YSU, who's currently leading the Horizon League. What are your expectations for the remainder of this year as well as this series against YSU?
Just to go get it. I think that we not easily, but we have all the ability in the world to put up a good fight against YSU and go on to the conference tournament, finish out the season, go on to the conference tournament, and just make a run in the conference tournament. I think that we absolutely can do that, and I don't think that anybody on the team wants anything less than that, so I think that's something good too. Like, we all have been working towards that.
So, in your time here, you've played both infield and outfield. Is there a position that you enjoy more than the other one, or do you just play wherever you're at?
No, I just play wherever I'm at. I like outfield more now, that just because at first, like, I had never played outfield before I got here. At first, I was like, oh, man, this could be a little sketchy. But now I like it, and I think it's fun out there. And, no, but I just would play anywhere that would help the team.
Right, definitely interesting navigating sort of the tarps in the right field as well, and like just the weird, all the fly balls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What do you think? You've been here for a couple years now. Who do you think your favorite teammate has been? Like, who's your favorite teammate this year, and then in the past, who do you think your favorite teammate was?
Well, considering me and Madison have been playing together since we were 13, I feel like I should say her. So I'll say her. And we do get along really well, and she's always like that person in the dugout that I know I can go to. But if I need a good laugh, it will hands down be Madison Scheiderly or Kinsey Ventura. If I need somebody to take my mind off of something, they're fun to play with.
Right. And is there a moment that stands out to you as your favorite during your time here at RMU, or you once again are just in the zone and you're not really focusing on the single moments and sort of just playing softball?
Yeah, that's hard. I would say playing at UCLA, like, even though the outcome might not have been the greatest, it was still like just a great experience, an experience that every little girl dreams about when she's playing softball, is getting to play against UCLA or somebody big like that.
Yeah, the trips are a lot of fun,
yeah.
Wherever you can go. So one thing that's not hard to notice if you're sitting next to the dugout is the dugout chants. Do you think you have a favorite one, or like what's the most creative one you guys have come up with?
It's definitely the one when somebody gets walked, and it's like walk, 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 and then like that way, and then we just start walking throughout the dugout.
Yeah, I've enjoyed hearing all those. I think they're pretty much ingrained into my head now
yeah.
After watching some of these games. But definitely a important series coming up. But the Horizon League has been one interesting adjustment for everybody. Do you think the team's in good hands going forward after you move on? You and Madison move on, obviously. You think it's in good hands?
I do. And me and Madison have talked about that a lot. Is one thing that we wanted to come in and like help and leave with is that it would be okay when we left, and that they would understand what needed to be done and how everybody needed to act and work hard and get what they wanted, and we wanted to leave that. And I think that we definitely have shown what it takes to keep the success going.
All right, well, so that's I'm rolling to the end of my questions here, but if you have anything you would like to shout out or plug or look forward to for the remainder of the year, you can do that now if you want to.
I don't. Just come down and watch us play. Sit on the hill.
Yeah, definitely seen a lot of people up on the hill. I mean, I know there's not fans in the bleachers, but that's another thing I wanted to talk about is having people up at the top has been nice. Is that something that you guys have noticed as you guys are playing?
Yeah, we love it. I just said the other day to my mom, I was like, there's nothing like when you hit a home run or do something good and you just hear everybody on the hill because it just like echoes down the hill. Get excited. It's an awesome feeling.
Right, and so you guys have had a pretty big contribution from the freshman class this year as well. How well do you think they've handled the adjustment to their first season? Especially, I've seen Faith Miller, who had a walk-off and stuff like that. And yeah, just how have they handled the adjustment too?
I think that they have handled it really well. I think they are a class that is very resilient, and I think it has definitely spread from their class to on up, to all of us. I think resilient is a very good word for them. They've just came in and embraced it. So.
All right. Well, once again, this has been Liner to the Left. Natalie, thank you so much for sitting down with me today, and also good luck this weekend against Youngstown State and for the rest of the season. This has been Tyler Gallo, Natalie Higgins for the Liner to the Left podcast. I'll see you whenever the next time I decide to record this is. But yeah, thanks again, Natalie. I appreciate it.
Thank you.